Hi everyone, today we're talking about is Toll Brothers are buying 2018. Toll Brothers make a lot of houses and they actually make a lot of the high-end houses. They are not the biggest company out there for currently making houses, but they are one of the high-end luxury houses, which also comes with a lot of benefits as well because they can charge a lot more higher price for their houses, have a good margin, and they can make a lot of money from extras that they can actually put on these houses to make a lot of money. Um, Now, Toll Brothers itself is currently sitting around at $36 a share. The PE of this stock is at 9.2. The EPS is growing at 10% from this year to next year. Obviously, my view that I'm giving you right now is from a long-term investment point of view. So we like to plan a little bit further ahead than just a couple of months to the end of the year. From long-term investment view, it's kind of like to hold it for a while. And the EPS is 10%. The sales is 12.8%, so both double-digit growth. And it does pay dividend, but the dividend is not amazing. It's not a stock that potentially you want to get totally in just for the dividend, for sure. But it's not too bad of a dividend when you actually look at the price per share for Toll Brothers. Now, I've read recently the Toll Brothers last earnings report, which was really good. Because of the earnings report, the stock did shoot up like 6, 7, 8%, something like that. But the stock is still off its 52-week high. We have seen dip down going on Toll Brothers recently. And when we look on year to year, they're actually selling more houses. The reason why probably that we're seeing Toll Brothers go down with this PE, the EPS, sales, the dividend, that it's actually still increasing how many houses it's selling, is that on its earnings report it said that the reason why is the profit margins are getting killed quite a bit. And what I mean by that is, well, it doesn't really release in detail why, but that's probably because of either the labour costs or some sort of expense there, like purchasing the land. Something like that is impacting what these margins are doing and reason why the stock is going up. The profit margins are decreasing. I think it said it's decreased by 18%. So that's the reason why it's going down. Even though it's selling a lot more houses, it's making a lot more money. It's growing its revenue. It's growing its EPS. It's actually its margins itself is struggling, which is affecting it a lot and probably stopping that price from going back up. But when you look at the housing market itself, it's not too bad at the moment. They're still increasing their house sales. So overall, I'm going to just give my opinion on Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers itself is it's a great company. Great area that it's in, selling them luxury houses. A pretty safe area. Obviously, this is probably a stock to get a bit diversified because, especially me, I'm kind of like a tech-heavy kind of person. So looking into these stocks is really important for me because I always need to pick up these couple of extra stocks. And I've got to say, for $36, it's a pretty cheap stock. The PE's really good on this. I mean, it's not even teens. It's really low. The EPS is what I look for, a double-digit one. The sales is still double-digit, and it does pay a little dividend if you're holding for a long time. And being off that 52-week high is definitely a good point. Obviously, the margins are affected, but it's still making money. It's still growing its revenue. So for me, Toll Brothers is definitely a buy. I feel like it is undervalued. I think the sell-off that it's having is unjustified. It definitely should be at a little bit of a higher price. And to be honest with you, I think for a long-term hold, it would be a good one. It's a safe area. We're always going to need houses unless there's a crash anytime soon and the housing market turns. Then that could change your opinion slightly. But I do feel Toll Brothers is definitely slightly undervalued, and I would probably put the price target onto this for around about in the low 50s, which is quite a decent upside to this stock. So yeah, it's definitely a good stock if you're looking to diversify your portfolio a lot. Personally, because it's going down, maybe it's not a great time to buy. See where it bottoms out and starts going up a little bit and starts recovering. Personally, I don't know if I'll buy any shares right now, but it's one that I could consider having a little position in my portfolio to diversify. I won't put it down as your number one position and my large position, but it's definitely a nice little one to have there as a diversified stock. So I am going to consider it at some point, and see what happens. Obviously, I won't make any changes to my portfolio right now, but it is, for me, a stock to consider, and I would put a buy rating on this stock right now. Guys, that's my opinion on Toll Brothers. Give the video a like, subscribe. Thanks for all the support recently. It's been amazing, and I'll see you on the next video.